Rafael Devers did what? The young star continues to impress with the Boston Red Sox as he joined some really good company in the Red Sox win on Friday night.
You are Locked On Red Sox, your daily Boston Red Sox podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello and welcome to Locked On Red Sox, your daily Boston Red Sox podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I'm your host, Gabby Hurlbut, former ESPN social media associate, and also currently the host of the Boston Balling podcast as well. And I am here to bring you the latest in all things Boston Red Sox, Monday through Friday, straight to your favorite podcast feed. And want to know the best part? It's free. Honestly, who doesn't love free, right? So there's no reason for you not to take advantage of that. Might as well check it out. Locked On is your team every day. Supplyhouse.com is the reliable way to get parts fast. Shop for your next plumbing, HVAC, or electrical job and get fast shipping from coast to coast at supplyhouse.com. Welcome to Locked On Red Sox. Happy Monday. The Red Sox are coming off of a weekend series splits against the Detroit Tigers, and honestly, that is not ideal, but kind of expected. I was hoping to see the Red Sox win 3 out of these 4 games, but unfortunately that did not happen. But there are several positive things that were achieved by Red Sox players, despite the fact that they did split the series instead of coming away with the series win like we wanted. But Rafael Devers continues to be an absolute menace for this Boston Red Sox team. He joined a very special part of history after the game on Friday night. So on Friday, the Red Sox won 7-3 to get back to 500 at the time, which was a record of 29-29 for the year. Tanner Houck did his job on the mound. He did throw 7 strong innings, which helped out a lot. But Rafael Devers also chipped in offensively by going 1 for 4 with a double and a run scored. Now, the special thing about that double is it put Devers at the top of a very impressive list in team history as well. So the double was Devers' 423rd career extra base hit. So he then passed Jim Rice for the most by a Red Sox player at the age of 27 or younger. Now, get this list. Devers is number 1 now with 423. Jim Rice is number 2 with 422. And then Carl Yastrzemski with 409. So it's quite some company that Devers is on this list with. And the coolest thing is that Devers won't turn 28 until October 24th. So he is accomplishing so much already in his young career. And considering the fact that both Rice and Yaz are Hall of Famers who are both just absolutely beloved in Red Sox history, it's a pretty incredible feat for Devers to now be standing alone at the top of that list. Also, if you think about it, because the season was cut so short for COVID, he probably would have been at the top of this list much longer ago if they didn't have the shortened season because of COVID. So it's really impressive, the numbers that he's putting up this year and the impact that he's making. He's now up to a 283 batting average with 52 hits, 29 RBIs, and 11 home runs. He's having a good season again, which was to be expected. And I just really like a lot of what we're seeing from him this year. Definitely bringing MVP caliber stuff in terms of his impact with this Red Sox team. And on a team with a bunch of unknowns, it's really nice to know that we have Devers around who's going to consistently crush baseballs. So very special list for him to be a part of. And somebody else recently accomplished a pretty big feat as well, and that was pitcher Nick Pivetta. So unfortunately, the Red Sox did lose Thursday night's game, the series opener against the Tigers. Nick Pivetta took the mound that night, and the Red Sox fell to under 500 with the loss, which obviously was not ideal, but they've since made up for that. But it was a 5-0 loss. I mean, the Red Sox almost got no hits. They did not really bring the bats. Thanks to Rob Refsnyder, they were able to not get no hits in the game, but pretty pathetic showing offensively. Nick Pivetta on the mound did take the loss, but he turned in a solid performance overall. He struck out 9 batters over 5.1 innings. He allowed just 2 earned runs on 3 hits. So it wasn't really on him, the fact that the Red Sox lost that game. It really was on the offense, and he's been good this year. On top of the fact that he's been good this year and he had a solid performance in that game, he also tied a long-standing record in team history with 8 consecutive strikeouts. So that tied Roger Clemens' record, 8 consecutive strikeouts, which is pretty good company for Pivetta to be in. He said that he didn't really know that he was in the conversation that night for tying or passing that record. He was just kind of more focused on the game. And it's a record that had been held for a long time. Clemens is the only other Boston pitcher to pull off that feat, and he did it in one of the best outings in club history when he set an American League, National League record by striking out 20 Mariners on April 29th, 1986. So it's been a long time since somebody has been able to touch that record. So it was really cool for Pivetta to be able to have that moment to reach that record. I mean, he jokingly said the Red Sox have been around longer than I have. I'm sure there's a ton of team records to beat up there, but it is pretty cool to do. So he was coming off a frustrating performance against the Brewers, during which he allowed 5 runs in the 3rd inning with the bases loaded and nobody out. He was able to bounce back really nicely in that game. So he did overall look good, and his numbers this year are definitely getting better for sure. He's at a 4.08 ERA right now. He's given up 16 earned runs and 8 home runs. He's also struck out 42. So he definitely could be better for sure. His first couple starts of the season were very dominant, and then he struggled against the Braves, and it kind of skewed his ERA a little bit, and then also struggled again against the Brewers. So he really has had 2 rough starts in there in which he's given up 5 earned runs, but all of his other starts have been very good. He hasn't given up more than 2 earned runs in any of his other starts. So I definitely have been impressed by his abilities this season and the way that he's been able to pitch consistently well out of the rotation. So I'm hoping that continues. Another player that's worth noting is Ceddanne Rafaela. The Red Sox won 7-3 on Friday night, and Rafaela crushed 2 home runs in the game and drove in 5 runs. He started off slow at the plate this year, but his RBI total is now up to 33, which leads all rookies, and he's tied for second among rookies in home runs with 7. Not only that, he does have a Red Sox team leading RBIs as well. So he's definitely making an impact offensively when it comes to driving in runs, even though his batting average is not up to par with what people would really want it to be. He's right now only batting .209 on the season. He has 33 RBIs, 8 walks, 58 strikeouts, and 7 home runs. He also has 8 stolen bases. He is athletic, which we knew for sure, but he definitely needs to start hitting more consistently. But I'm hoping that this performance of being able to hit well continues because he's only been getting better offensively. He batted just 156 over his first 27 games of the year and then is batting 260 in his last 30. 6 of his 7 home runs have actually also come in that 30-game span. So maybe he's waking up a little bit. Maybe he's starting to really figure out how to approach things at the plate and is able to start making more effective contact. So if he can get going and keep this up consistently, if you combine that with his versatility and not to mention his outstanding outfield defense and his ability to make really insane catches, he could be a super valuable piece for the Red Sox moving forward. I mean, he's just made so many nice plays defensively. That's what he's known for. That's why he's here. So if the Red Sox can continue to keep him at a competitive level at the plate, then this is definitely a player worth keeping in the long run. Somebody else from the weekend who deserves a shout out is Enmanuel Valdez. The Red Sox won 6-3 on Saturday against the Tigers, and he came through with 2 home runs in that game and 3 RBIs. Now, Valdez had entered the game with just 1 home run in 2024, so he was struggling, and he is only batting 180 right now. So he needs to work on getting his batting average up, but he's now at 4 home runs on the season to go along with 15 RBIs. Now, he had been sent down to AAA after starting the season at second base, and now with Vaughn Grissom on the IL, which I'm going to be talking more about a little bit later, he's likely going to be the starting second baseman in his place. He's very versatile in terms of his offensive abilities, and if he can stay consistent, then he could be a good piece at the plate. But he was talking about how going down to AAA allowed him to work more on his craft, so he was able to come in and immediately make an impact. It was definitely that next man up mentality. It was his first game that he had started for the Red Sox since May 1st, and he was batting 5th as the Red Sox DH, hit those 2 home runs. His first one came in the second inning and traveled 399 feet into the bullpen to tie the game at 1 run apiece. And then his second one barely got out of the park and passed the fair side of the pesky pole. The ball was hit just 318 feet and hugged that bright yellow foul pole to give the Red Sox a 5-1 lead in the 6th inning. It wouldn't have been a home run in any other MLB ballpark besides Fenway, but that's what we love about it. But by the middle of the game, he had logged his first career multi-homer contest and a personal best 3 extra base hits in a single game, because he also logged a double in the 4th inning and eventually came around to score. So he was really happy that he was able to come in and do what he needed to do to help the team win, and he's hoping to continue to make an impact. He was called back up on May 29th when Tyler O'Neill was placed on the 10-day IL. So following his 3-for-4 day at the plate, he just really emphasized how being back in AAA might have paid dividends for him in terms of being able to really grow and improve. So shout out to Valdez for being able to come in and make an immediate impact when he was called back up. That's going to be something that's really important moving forward, especially if he's going to continue to get more playing time with this team. So lots of things that happened over the weekend that were worth noting. And coming up, I'm going to be talking about some Red Sox legends that were inducted into the Red Sox Hall of Fame the other day. Get supplies from the site that's made for the skilled trades, supplyhouse.com. Supplyhouse.com is the reliable way to order plumbing, HVAC, and electrical products online. Their easy-to-use website is packed with helpful resources and the latest product info to help you get the job done right. Shop a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts from over 400 top brands and get your order delivered right to your door with fast shipping from coast to coast. Need help with an order? Get expert support and industry-leading service from the friendliest folks in the business and talk to a real person every time. Pros in the skilled trades can get a competitive edge by joining supplyhouse.com's free Trademaster program. Every Trademaster gets access to a dedicated phone line, free shipping, and discounts on every order. Join the thousands of trade pros already benefiting from their free membership at supplyhouse.com/T-M and order plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies from anywhere with just a few clicks at supplyhouse.com. Great way to conveniently order your electrical supplies, so check out Supply House today. Also, check out Locked On Sports today, as we have launched the first ever national sports 24/7 streaming channel on YouTube, and it's also available on Amazon Fire TV in the free Fire TV Channels app. It will keep you caught up in all things going on in sports, no matter what time zone you're in, or where you're located, or what you're doing, what time of day it is. So if you're looking to stay caught up in all things going on in sports, all of our local Locked On experts have you covered. The other night, when the Red Sox were opening a series against the Tigers, there were some very special figures in the building, and that was a handful of Boston Red Sox legends who were inducted into the 2024 Hall of Fame class at Fenway Park. So those figures were Dustin Pedroia, Jonathan Papelbon, Trot Nixon, and front office pioneer Elaine Weddington Steward. They were all welcomed into the Red Sox Hall of Fame on Thursday night prior to the game. The team also recognized former pitcher Billy Rohr with its Memorable Moment Award for his one-hitter against the Yankees on April 14th, 1967 in his major league debut. The Red Sox Foundation also paid tribute to the late Tim and Stacy Wakefield for their community service with the Fenway Honors Award. Their children, Brianna and Trevor, actually received the award from team chairman Tom Warner and Red Sox Foundation board member Linda Henry. So that was a really beautiful moment for them, and being able to see their parents be recognized for just everything they did for the Red Sox community and the Red Sox Foundation. So that was really powerful, and just lots of legends that should be recognized for their contributions in Boston. I mean, Dustin Pedroia, second baseman, career 1,805 hits and 140 home runs with a batting average of .299 and 725 RBIs. He also had an on-base percentage of .365 and slugging of .439. I mean, this man was so good. It was crazy. He has a variety of accolades to his name: MVP, four-time All-Star, four-time Gold Glover, Wilson Overall Defensive Player of the Year Award, Rookie of the Year, two-time World Series champion, and Silver Slugger. I mean, the list goes on. He made his major league debut in 2006, but became a full-time player in 2007, which is when he won that Rookie of the Year award. He was a member of the Red Sox World Series championship teams in 2007 and 2013. He actually was the last player from the 2007 World Series team to leave the club. A knee injury late in the 2017 season marked the end of his effective play. After playing in only 9 major league games over the 2018 and 2019 seasons, including missing the 2018 postseason, he also missed all of the shortened 2020 season and then announced his retirement on February 1st, 2021. Pedroia was a very proficient contact hitter with a very low strikeout rate and a surprising amount of power. His defense at second base has been rated significantly above average, and he was also the first Red Sox infielder to win 4 Gold Gloves. I mean, talk about a guy who just played the game with so much integrity and played the right way and just is a phenomenal leader. It's actually interesting because now he coaches young kids. He has a 10U baseball team, and his son plays baseball, which I love, and he just loves baseball and loves giving back to the community and to people who are passionate about the sport. So I think that's really cool, and it was always good to have a leader like him in the Red Sox clubhouse, somebody who just loved the game and loved Boston and spent his entire career in a Boston Red Sox uniform. I will never forgive Manny Machado for effectively ending his career, and it's definitely unfortunate because he could have been a Hall of Famer had his career not ended the way that it did, he was definitely on that trajectory. But Dustin Pedroia will always be one of my favorite Red Sox players of all time. He just always played the game the right way, and it's hard to not appreciate everything he did for the Boston Red Sox. Right fielder Trot Nixon, career 995 hits, 137 home runs, and 274 batting average with 555 RBIs, 30 stolen bases, 364 on base percentage, and 464 slugging. I mean, talk about another absolute legend. I mean, it's not even funny. This guy has accomplishments as well. Boston Red Sox Hall of Fame, 2004 World Series champion. His career with the Red Sox was actually interesting. He was drafted by them in the first round of the 1993 MLB draft as the 7th overall pick. He split the 1994 to 1998 seasons between several A, AA, and AAA minor league teams, with 2 brief stints with the Red Sox on the major league level in 1996 and 1998. And then his first full season in the majors was in 1999 when he played in 124 games and hit 270 with 15 home runs and 52 RBIs. He came in 9th place in Rookie of the Year voting with just a single vote point. So Carlos Beltran of the Royals ended up winning the award by a landslide. It was very, very close. So he quickly became a fan favorite for his scrappy, enthusiastic gameplay, and he was considered the inspiration for the expression Boston Dirt Dogs. The signature is that of a scrapper, essentially a player who hustles and usually gets his uniform dirty during games. After a decent 2000 season, he produced career highs at the time during the 2001 season with a 280 batting average, 27 home runs, and 88 RBIs. Also had a very good 2002 season with a career best in doubles with 36 and RBIs with 94. His best year was in 2003 when he batted .306 with 28 home runs and 87 RBIs. And then on October 4th, 2003, in Game 3 of the ALDS, he had the most prominent moment of his career when he was called from the bench as a pinch hitter in the bottom of the 11th inning. With the Red Sox facing elimination, he came in as a pinch hitter and lined a 2-run homer over the center field wall for a 3-1 Red Sox victory. Then the Red Sox went on to win the next 2 games, stunning the Oakland A's with a 3-2 series win and advancing to the ALCS against the Yankees. And unfortunately, we know how that ended. We don't need to talk about that, but he did bat .333 and went 8 for 24 with 3 home runs and 5 RBIs in the series. So, I mean, he went off and he was able to mash. And he is just known by Boston fans as somebody with an extremely volatile temper and steadfast dedication to his teammates. In August 2005, while officially on the disabled list, he remained in uniform and in the dugout with the rest of the team during the game. And when teammate Gabe Kapler, who essentially often acted as his right field replacement, hit a long fly ball off the Green Monster, the umpires ruled it a double. Nixon then leapt off the bench and argued with such passion that Kapler's hit had been a home run, and he was then ejected from the game. But his passion was something that was super unmatched, and we loved him in a Red Sox uniform for that reason, because he was just a legend in Boston. Speaking of legends in Boston, another person who was inducted into the Red Sox Hall of Fame was Jonathan Papelbon, one of the best closers of all time. Career .244 ERA with a record of 41-36 over 689 games pitched. 3 of them he actually started. He recorded 368 saves and 725.2 innings pitched with 808 strikeouts. I actually had him on the podcast, which was awesome. He was a great person to have and give some perspective as to how to be basically at the point where you've gained enough credibility to be super effective in any bullpen type of role, and then how he became a closer was really interesting. But he has so many career accolades as well. 6-time All-Star from 2006 to 2009, in 2012 and in 2015. Also a World Series champion in 2007. He won the Delivery Man of the Year award in 2007, pitched a combined no-hitter on September 1st, 2014, and is now a member of the Boston Red Sox Hall of Fame. He made his debut with the Red Sox on July 31st, 2005 against the Twins. This was his MLB debut, in which he went 5 1/3 innings, struck out 7 batters, and issued 5 walks in Boston's 4-3 victory. He earned his first major league win on September 12th, pitching 3 scoreless innings in an extra inning game against the Toronto Blue Jays. In 2 postseason appearances in 2005, he pitched 4 scoreless innings against the eventual World Series champion White Sox. So he was eventually going to be in the Red Sox rotation. The plan was for them to put him in the rotation prior to the regular season in 2006, but Keith Folke proved to be ineffective trying to come back from an injury-plagued 2005. So then in April 2006, Papelbon changed his hair to a mohawk style, and then he essentially ended up being a closer and didn't look back. He earned his first career save on April 5th, the 3rd game of the 2006 season against the Rangers. And then on April 29th, he set a major league record with his 10th save against the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, becoming the first rookie in major league history to record double-digit saves in the month of April. I mean, he had an unbelievable career, too. He helped lead the Red Sox to the 2007 World Series championship in Game 2 of the World Series. He was brought in with the bases empty and 2 outs in the 8th, with the Red Sox leading 2-1 to face Rockies hitter Matt Holliday. He gave up a single to Holliday before picking him off to end the inning, and then he pitched a 1-2-3 ninth for the save. He also entered in Game 4 in the 8th inning to shut down the Rockies' comeback and pitched the 9th inning, where he struck out Seth Smith to clinch the 2007 championship for the Red Sox. I mean, they could rely on him so much, and it wasn't really a doubt in anybody's mind that he could be trusted whenever he was out there. So it was a really cool experience being able to watch him pitch. On June 7th, 2011, he recorded his 200th career save against the Yankees and achieved the mark in the fewest appearances, beating Mariano Rivera's mark in 382 appearances. For the 2011 season, he recorded 31 saves and 34 opportunities. So he really made his mark with the Boston Red Sox, and it really goes without saying how much of an impact he made. So Papelbon, another legend in Boston that we all will appreciate. And then Elaine Weddington Steward. She joined the Red Sox in 1988 as an intern in the legal department and rose to become the first woman and second Black person named assistant GM of a major league team. She remained in that role until 2001 and is now SVP and assistant general counsel of Fenway Sports Group. So she's made her mark within the Red Sox organization in a variety of different roles. Her achievements include selection as one of 10 outstanding young leaders of Boston, election into the YWCA Academy of Women Achievers, and receipt of the St. John's University President's Medal, National Association of Black Journalists Sam Lacey Pioneer Award, Girl Scouts of Eastern Massachusetts Leading Women Award, Boston Business Journal Woman of Influence Award, and Massachusetts Appleseed Center Good Apple Award. She's also featured in the Red Sox Women in Baseball exhibit in Fenway Park, Massachusetts Senate President Karen Spilka's Her Story exhibit in the State House, and the National Baseball Hall of Fame Women in Baseball exhibit in Cooperstown. So if you're ever trying to learn about women who paved the way in the world of baseball, she is somebody whose story is definitely worth checking out. So many legends in Red Sox baseball, but coming up, I'm going to be giving an update on some injuries to key players and where they're at and what it means for the roster. Are you looking for a fun way to play daily fantasy sports? If so, you should check out Prize Picks. Prize Picks is America's #1 fantasy sports app with more than 5 million members. It is the most fun, exciting way to get in on the action while you watch your favorite sports and players. You just pick more or less on 2 or more player stats for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. With Prize Picks, you could turn $10 into $1,000 in a single game watching your favorite sports this summer. You can make a Prize Picks lineup in as little as 60 seconds. You just need to pick more or less on 2 to 6 players' stat projections and you're locked in. If you're looking for promotions, Prize Picks has got you covered every week. From lowering select players' stats projections on Tuesdays, which increases your chances of getting a win, to getting your entry fees back if you have a losing lineup on Fridays. So Prize Picks really offers a lot of different things. Download the app today and use code LOCKEDONMLB for a first deposit match up to $100. That's a first deposit match up to $100 with code LOCKEDONMLB. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy. It's Prize Picks. Really is easy, and don't you love when things make it simple for you? So check out Prize Picks today. Also, just your reminder to check out Locked On Sports Today, either on YouTube or Amazon Fire TV in the free Fire TV channels app, so that you can stay caught up in all things going on in sports, no matter what time zone you're in or where you're at. All of our experts of Locked On will keep you informed on a free 24/7 streaming service. So check that out today as well. So the Boston Red Sox did make a few notable roster moves on Sunday. They placed Vaughn Grissom on the 10-day injured list with a right hamstring strain. They also placed Romy Gonzalez on the 10-day injured list, retroactive to May 31st with a left hamstring strain. They transferred right-handed pitcher Garrett Whitlock to the 60-day injured list because they selected Jamie Westbrook to the active Major League roster from AAA Worcester. He will wear number 73. It was a cool moment for him. He spent 11 years in minor league baseball and finally got his call-up and got his opportunity. He did take an at-bat on Sunday night in the game and took a walk in the 9th inning for the Red Sox, which, by the way, very frustrating game Sunday. They had the opportunity to win it in the 9th and couldn't do it, but very special moment for him. And then the Red Sox also recalled Bobby Dalbec from AAA Worcester. So Dalbec is back, which is not the best news, but it is what it is. Red Sox need to make it work. So Bobby is primarily here just to kind of take up a roster spot and be an extra body until some of these guys get healthy again. Romy Gonzalez, as soon as he's back, I'm sure Dalbec will get sent back down to AAA. And then Abreu is going to remain in the outfield with Rafaela most likely and Duran, because it doesn't really make sense to put Rafaela in the infield right now with all of these injuries, so he'll likely play more in the outfield. And then Valdez will play second base likely until Vaughn Grissom comes back. But in terms of updates on some of these injuries, there are guys making progress. So Yoshida is actually making progress. He's already hitting and could get a rehab assignment soon, which is fantastic news because for a long period of time we didn't really know if or when he was going to be returning. Casas is expected to join the team as soon as he's eligible, which is very soon. So in the next couple weeks, we'll probably see him back. Liam Hendriks actually is already throwing off the mound and continues to aim for an August return. At first, when he was injured, it was unlikely that he'd be able to even play at all this year. So if he can come back in August, that would be absolutely huge. And then Tyler O'Neill is expected to be active as soon as he's eligible. So nothing really too serious with him. Pretty short stint for him on the IL, but he is expected to be back soon as well. Vaughn Grissom received an MRI. He doesn't feel that it's as bad as the one during spring training, so they're hoping he can come back sooner and be able to make an impact. And they also think Romy Gonzalez's IL stint won't be as bad. Alex Cora actually compared it to Tyler O'Neill's, and that it'll probably be brief, and he just needs some time to recover and then should be able to come back. And then Masataka Yoshida feeling pretty good again and is hopeful that he can come back soon. So lots of roster moves made. Garrett Whitlock being on the 60-day injured list is not a surprise because he is going to be out for the season, and they did need to make room for a roster spot because they had to get Westbrook onto the Major League roster. But what a good opportunity for him. Hopefully he's able to make an impact. I'm going to be keeping an eye on him moving forward as he takes more at-bats in a Red Sox uniform and see the impact that he is able to make. So the Red Sox are definitely in a situation where they continue to have guys who are getting injured, unfortunately, and it just is what it is. And I don't think anybody is super thrilled at the fact that Bobby Dalbec is back up, but they don't really have a choice right now. Just got to make ends meet until their guys come back. And luckily, with the updates on some of these guys, doesn't really seem like it's a huge problem for the Red Sox right now, and it doesn't seem like it's too severe, and these guys won't be out for too long. So that's good news, but hopefully the Red Sox can put together some wins because they have some tough opponents on their schedule coming up. So it should be fun, but it should be good to see where the Red Sox really stack up, because if they want to stay in wild card contention, just got to put together some wins, just try to win series as much as they can. And it could be tough with all the injured players, but if guys like Valdez, Abreu, Rafaela continue to impress and continue to hit, I'll even add David Hamilton into the mix in terms of his speed. If they can continue to elevate their skills and capitalize on their strengths, then this team could be in good shape. So hopefully they are able to string together some wins against some tough opponents in June. But as always, what we can do as fans is keep the faith. Go Red Sox, and I will catch you on the flip side.